Hey guys, Magic here. Today, as I am obviously dressed as Little Red Riding Hood, I just want to do a quick little recap. Today, so far, I've got some of my teeth fixed. 3 out of the 8 that need to be fixed. After I get them all fixed, then I think we're going to end up moving on to getting them straightened and whitened. At least that is my hope. So yay. I'm also started a there's a string here, sorry. I've also started this thing of soaking my feet in hot water, or warm water, sorry, for about 20 minutes twice a day, and trying to rub my calluses off. I know it kind of sounds gross, but because calluses bother me, so that's what we're working on. I also got some little callus cushion things to help with that. I don't know. I'm trying. It was the first suggestion that the doctor gave me for getting rid of them. So this is what we're doing. Alright, now that that's been said, this is just going to be a little journal entry type, kind of like some other ones, where things that, in my personality type studies and stuff like that, things that I discovered about myself, or things that I've thought about randomly, or like things that I've noticed myself, or things that friends have mentioned to me. I wrote them down so you can learn more about me. Which is basically what these journal entries are. Just you learning about me. I'm sorry for the mess in my room. Again, still haven't found the time to put up the clothes yet. But we will. And, you can kind of see the under part of my vision board right there. Okay, so here we go. So, our first thing I wrote says, I tend to be quiet. I try to get along with others and promote harmony wherever I go. I tend to boost others up, even at my own expense. I do feel like I do that a lot. Like, I'll do anything to keep the peace, even if it's detrimental to myself. So there's that. I'm not happy with my current life and want to become better, which I'm working on it. I'm learning to stand up for myself and be more like, hey, I understand that this sucks, but we need to do this so we can work together, so it's less frustrating for me and everyone can still get along. I am very self-critical and tend to magnify everything I do wrong. Yes. It's like, I used to describe it as, the way I used to describe it is that I have a good person complex, kind of. Where it's like, I have this very strict, rigid idea of what a good person is supposed to be. And for a long time, if at any point I stepped outside of that mold, I stepped outside of those bounds, even just slightly, like, it didn't even have to be anything big. It could be something that I just interpreted I did wrong. Like, I could say something, and like an hour later, my brain could be like, they could have interpreted it this way instead of this way as you meant it. And if they interpret it this way, that makes it bad. And so they're probably thinking you're awful. And then I would go on this negative spiral. Eventually I'd end up apologizing. And most of the time they wouldn't even taken it wrong. They wouldn't even know why I would think they would. Because they knew what I meant. They knew why I said what I said. My nose feels weird. If you're wondering why I keep messing with it, it's because they numbed here, and so my nose feels funny. But, yeah, and so it was just one of those things. I just kind of felt like, everything, like, I just start to spiral downward. I'll start thinking all these things. I start thinking I'm an awful person, and my whole sense of self and identity would shatter, which obviously is not beneficial for anyone, because, I can't I can't be perfect. And so that would happen quite frequently, or more often than I would like. And so, over the years it got better to where it happened less and less, and I got a little better at catching it. But now, I do still occasionally start to spiral, but I'm better at catching myself going, no, you made a mistake, Or, you know, they probably didn't notice. Or, you know what, how about, and sometimes I even just tell myself, you know, it's possible they did take it that way, but they're not here right now. So let's give it a few days and see if they say anything, see if they start to act different. If something seems wrong, then we'll talk to them. But if nothing seems wrong, then it was nothing. And 99.99% of the time, everything a couple days later is still perfectly fine. And I'm like, see, there's nothing to worry about. Moving on. I work to compensate for my weaknesses. I tend to ask too much of myself. I tend to be outwardly emotional, but I am good at associating with others. Other people's opinions tend to weigh heavily on me. I tend to look to others for encouragement and feedback. I like to think that I am a good listener. I feel a constant need to be perfect, which leads us back to the good person complex. I tend to think of myself as a loser. I'm a procrastinator. I'm an avoider, especially of conflict, and I need to reduce my anxiety levels. I am very loving and forgiving, just not to myself. I need to remember I don't have to be perfect. I want simplicity. I get overwhelmed easily by everyone else's problems, which is true, but I think that kind of also becomes a part with being a peacekeeper. So I honestly just think I need a mental health day. Which, you know, actually, later tonight, I do plan to take some time to myself to relax. So, we'll do that. Alright. Well, anyway, guys, that's it for this journal entry. So, remember to go out and spread the love, because love always wins.